Faces I recognize. I don't really see anybody here. Yeah, I guess maybe there are. Any first-time visitors? All right, what's your name?
Maury.
Maury, nice to meet you. I'm Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
And these guys have other names?
And Maury, if you'd like to be on our mail list, just sign in later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. As a matter of little business to take care of, we will not be having a club on the second Tuesday of September. My wife and I are traveling back to Kentucky to attend our oldest granddaughter's wedding.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're going to be grandparents someday, maybe. I mean, great-grandparents. We're definitely grandparents. So that would be, but we'll be back the 4th Tuesday. I don't know what that date is, but 4th Tuesday. Anyway. All right, let me, before even, you all saw the topic, and I'm going to let you know where I'm coming from. Today, my goal is to convince you to agree with me about something. I don't ever do that. Yeah? But this time it's really intense that I'm going to do this. As a matter of fact, here's the name, the fine-tuning of the universe. What does it mean? Now, you might not know what the fine-tuning universe means. I'm going to explain that to you. But we're going to go through it very, very specifically, and it's got 40-something slides, and I have to go fast. Yeah, you're out of order, Harry. Is it about what?
I said, you want the door closed.
Oh, is that the question? Yeah, the door needs to be closed at some point, I guess, maybe. Thank you, somebody. Thank you, Warren.
Yep.
What is Harry?
I do have a question, unless you want to wait till.
Well, I think we should wait.
Yeah.
Let me get through this thing, because we'll never get through it if I don't.
Well, you provide information up here on these slides like you've done for DNA, like you've done for evolution. Those
Yeah.
are very, very technical stuff.
Right?
And you don't have a background in these fields. So I'd like to ask you, what is your reference? Where do you get your information from?
Wow. About 100 different books that I've read, including those by Dawkins and Darwin and Hitchens and also a lot of other books that look at the other side of the issue. I read incessantly. I study on the internet. I don't get on the internet and source things that aren't reliable sources.
So you originate these slides? Those are yours?
Those are mine, yeah, every one of them.
Wow.
Made from scratch. Okay? All right, now, that's all you need to know? Okay. All right, so what does it mean? Let's define it first. No, let me do this first. I have 9 co-presenters today. I invited all these guys here, but their calendars were too full. They couldn't make it. Decided they wanted too much money. I'm just kidding. I didn't invite them, but they're here. You get your windows up? Everybody's windows up? Okay. They are here to answer my questions, but they told me since they couldn't be here, I could use their quotes and things that go to books. So I'll be having these people on the dais with me. Stephen Hawking, Sir Fred Hoyle, Paul Davies, Anthony Flew, Christopher Hitchens, George Ellis, Robert Jastrow, science itself didn't make an appearance, but has some statements about it. And a panel of anonymous scientists will visit us, kind of virtual visitation. They won't be here, but we'll pretend they are. So all these people have something to say about the fine-tuning of the universe. Fine-tuning refers to the surprising precision of nature's physical constants and the beginning state of the universe. To explain the present state of the universe, even the best scientific theories require that the physical constants of nature and the beginning state of the universe have extremely precise values. Now, this is not my writing. This is writing that I pulled out of scientific literature. It's understood and accepted as like a Merriam-Webster definition of fine-tuning universe. Okay? I did emphasize surprising precision and extremely precise. And the reason I did was because you can see that whoever wrote this definition or description of the fine-tuning universe says it's surprising. And it would be surprising from the viewpoint of materialism or naturalism if you think everything happens naturally. There's no supernatural in the universe. Then it would be surprising that they would be precision and extremely precise values. And we will go into all these in detail. Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking has over the years when he's been involved in cosmology, he has been all over the board. He changes his mind as he goes along. And I'm not saying anything wrong with that. You should be willing to change your mind as you go along and learn more stuff. But here's what he said. Hawking has stated that he is not religious in the normal sense. He believes that the universe is governed by laws of science. The laws that may have been decreed by God, but God does not intervene. That is classically known as a deist belief. Belief that God set it all in motion and kind of took a nap or went away or doesn't have anything else to do with us. In an interview, Hawking said he believed in heaven as a myth, believing that there is no heaven or afterlife, and that such a notion was a fairy story for people afraid of the dark. So he is, maybe there's a God, but there's no heaven. He's kind of around on the board here. In 2011, when narrating the first episode of the American television series Curiosity on the Discovery Channel, Hawking declared, "We are each free to believe what we want. It is my view that the simplest explanation is there is no God. No one created the universe and no one directs our fate. This leads me to a profound realization. There's probably no heaven, no afterlife either. We have this one life to appreciate the grand design of the universe, and for that I am extremely grateful." Okay. Interesting that Stephen Hawking will use the term grand design because he doesn't believe there's any design, but he used the grand design. I guess it's kind of a phrase that sounded good. He actually wrote a book called The Grand Design. We've talked about that before. All right. Again, Stephen Hawking. We live in one universe in which life is possible. But if the universe were only slightly different, and this is where we're getting into the fine-tuning of the universe, okay? If it were slightly different, according to Stephen Hawking, beings like us could not exist. What are we to make of this fine-tuning? Is it evidence that the universe, after all, was designed by a benevolent creator? Or does science offer another explanation? Okay. He admits that there is fine-tuning. And we'll get in again to the details of what that means. Another thing he said, most of the fundamental constants in our theories appear fine-tuned in the sense that they were altered if they were altered by only modest amounts, the universe would be qualitatively different, and in many cases unsuitable for development of life. The emergence of the complex structures capable of supporting intelligent observers seem to be very fragile. The laws of nature form a system that is extremely fine-tuned, and very little in physical law can be altered without destroying the possibility of the development of life as we know it. Were it not for the series of startling coincidences in the precise details of physical law, it seems, human and similar life forms would never have come into being.